Why do some people go around with empty pockets all their lives, while others create fortunes out of thin air? Why does one person launch a startup in a garage and become a billionaire, while another can't even get out of loans? It doesn't start with money. It doesn't even start with ideas. It starts with what you tell yourself every day. And if you want a lot of money, the first thing you need to do is shut up when one dangerous phrase flies out of your mouth. Jeff Bezos knew that. He didn't build an empire with poor man's words. He cut them out of his vocabulary like a virus. Because one word can cost you $1 million. It sounds simple, almost innocent, but every time you say it, you're jeopardizing your financial freedom. Most people have never heard what you're about to hear in this video. Watch to the end and you'll understand why 99% stay poor, even though they think they're doing everything right. It's not just a phrase, it's a key, and you will have it. The phrase the rich don't say is "I can't." Seems trivial, but it's this simple phrase that programs your brain for defeat and poverty. Bezos said, "People are not limited by resources. People are limited by beliefs." And as soon as you say, "I can't start a business," "I can't save money," "I can't make more money," you confirm, yes, you can't. Because the brain doesn't argue with your orders. It just executes. You say you can't, and it shuts down the search for solutions. You automatically become a victim. The statistics are simple. 83% of people who use limiting language stay within the same financial level their entire lives. And they don't even realize that it's not about their job, their country, or the economy. It's about their rhetoric. You're not poor because you don't have money. You're poor because you believe you're incapable of getting it. As long as you keep repeating "I can't," you are reinforcing your prison. And every day you build its walls with your wrong beliefs. Bezos did not tolerate such words even in the office. In the early stages of Amazon, he had a policy. We don't say we can't. We ask how we can. That's key. It's a mindset shift. When you say instead of "I can't," you say, "What do I need to make this possible?" Your brain activates search mode. It's no longer turned off. It's working for you. And while someone is saying it's not working, you're already testing. By the time someone whines that it's not working, you already know that failure is a step. The rich don't give up because they don't tell themselves it's the end. They're just looking for a new route. Bezos launched dozens of failed products, but never once said, "We can't." He said, "It hasn't worked yet." He taught his team not to fear failure, but to turn it into experience, because every failure is not the end of the road, but the beginning of a new iteration. Bezos knew that results come to those who continue to act, even when others have already given up. He repeated, "Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Be afraid to stand still." That's how empires are built. There's another phrase that kills your chances of success. It's not for me. It's a poor man's phrase, because it's an excuse. It's a way of avoiding risk. Avoid movement. Avoid growth. And if you say it, you've already lost. Money goes to those who accept reality as an opportunity, not a judgment. Bezos started out selling books. Today he's building rockets. Imagine if he had said one day, "It's not for me." You'd never have heard of Blue Origin. You would never have seen Amazon for what it has become. You wouldn't have known who Bezos was at all. He would have remained an office guy who is good at explaining Excel. But he chose not to say, "I can't." He chose to say, "Why not?" If you're waiting for permission to start, you're already losing. The world is not going to give you an invitation to get rich. You either walk in on your own or you stay on the outside. Nobody's going to come and say, "You are ready." Readiness is created in the process. The rich don't wait for motivation. They operate on discipline. That's what sets them apart from everyone else. Another toxic formulation to get out of your head is, "I'm not worthy." It sounds soft, almost like self-irony, but in reality, it's a major blow to yourself. Your self-esteem. You're beating yourself out of a chance. You look at other people's money, other people's success, other people's projects, and instead of thinking, "I can do that," you think, "I'll never get that." Bezos didn't think he was the chosen one. He just acted. Every day. No excuses. He didn't think about whether he was worthy of wealth or not. He just took it and did it. Wealth is not a license. You don't have to get a permission for it. Wealth is the result of self-worth and perseverance. People spend years waiting for external approval, not realizing that the world does not reward those who wait, but those who do. Bezos didn't wait to be told he was ready. He created that moment himself. And if you want more, start acting like someone who is already worthy. And now the main secret. If you want a lot of money, replace your words. Replace "I can't" with "What do I need?" Replace "This is not for me" with "How do I get into this?" Replace "I'm not worthy" with "Why not?" This is not just a word game. This is neural pathway programming. It has been scientifically proven that changing rhetoric affects activity in areas of the brain associated with motivation and decision-making. This means that your words are literally flashing through you. Bezos knew this and used it. He didn't say "someday." He said "now." He didn't say "if it works out." He said "we will do it." Each such substitution is not just motivation, but the practice of managing one's own thinking. It's a choice. You literally create new routes in your head that your actions will follow later. And the more often you use these new formulations, the faster they become your standard, the standard of a rich man. Think of how many times in your life you have stopped yourself with one phrase. Remember how many times you didn't start, didn't continue, didn't take a chance, just because you said it in your head. No one forced you. No one told you not to. It was you. And you're the one who starts it all. Money is not against you, but it doesn't come to the one who forbids himself with words. If you want a lot of money, stop sabotaging yourself with the sounds you make every morning, every day, every night. Start with silence, then start with the right words. Every word is a command. You're either commanding yourself to act, or you're giving yourself the attitude of surrender. And the more often you choose the latter, the deeper you dig yourself into a hole. Words shape your internal script that you live by. If you want a different outcome, start speaking differently. That's where wealth begins. When you realize the power of words, you begin to filter not only your speech, but also your environment. Because it's pointless to change your thinking if every day you hear from your loved ones, "It's not for you." Live in reality. It will be as it is. Rich people don't allow voices into their lives that pull them down. They consciously choose those who speak the language of opportunity. And you should do the same. Words are a virus or fuel. You're either infected by other people's fears or fueled by their confidence. And every day you decide what your mind feeds on. And the further you get away from weak phrases and weak people, the faster you get closer to your money. And at the end, here's something to think about. If you watch this video to the end, then you're not like everyone else. 90% of people don't watch it. 90% say to themselves, "I already know that," and continue to live in a pattern. Now ask yourself one question. What have I said about money in the last 7 days? What have I said about myself? What have I said about opportunities? And if even once you uttered the phrase, "I can't," then know this. It's not just a mistake. It's a barrier. Take it away, and everything will change. You want a lot of money? Then shut up when you want to say, "I can't," and start doing it. Write in the comments, have you ever wondered before how much your words drive your income? Share what you think about it. And if this video was helpful to you, give it a like and share the link with your friends.